Picture this, it's 42 degrees Celsius outside over 107 degrees Fahrenheit. You hop into your car, fire up the engine, and crank the AC all the way down to max cold. You expect a freezing blast of air, but instead you get hit with pure desert heat. Today, we have a Hyundai Santafe in the shop with this exact problem. As you can see on our vent thermometer, the air coming out of the louvers is holding steady at 42 degrees Celsius. The system is literally blowing ambient air right into the cabin. But before you jump to conclusions and quote a $1,000 compressor replacement, let's connect our diagnostic gear and see what the ECU is actually doing. We start by pulling up live data on our scan tool. Looking closely at the engine control module parameters, the system request is active, AC request to ECU is on. A C compressor on by ECU is active, and our pressure sensor is reporting 162 psi, or roughly 1.9 volts. We hook up our AC service station manifold gauges to check the physical refrigerant loop, and here lies the real story. Look at the needles. Our low side vacuum and suction pressure are completely flat. The compressor is turning, but it isn't generating a pressure differential across the high and low sides. In variable displacement compressors, this exact symptom points directly to a failed electronic control valve, or ECV. Before we can remove the faulty valve, standard procedure requires recovering the R134A refrigerant. We connect our recovery unit, and the machine pulls out exactly 696 grams of refrigerant, verifying that the system wasn't simply empty or low on gas. With the system depressurized, we raise the vehicle to access the bottom of the compressor. First, we disconnect the 2-pin electrical connector from the valve body. Next, using snap ring pliers, we carefully remove the internal retaining C-clip seated inside the valve bore. Once the ring is out, a gentle twist and pull releases the old electronic control valve from the housing. Be prepared with a catch rag here, as a small amount of residual compressor oil will seep out. On the bench, let's compare the original valve to our new genuine Hyundai Genesis replacement, part number 97674F6000. Over time, internal mechanical wear or varnish buildup inside the original valve causes its internal solenoid pin to stick, preventing it from modulating swash plate angle inside the compressor. To install the new valve, we coat its fresh rubber O-rings with clean AC compressor oil to prevent tearing during assembly. We press the new valve firmly into the compressor bore until it seats flush. Reinstall the snap ring to lock it into place, and click the electrical harness back on. With the hardware installed, we reattach our service hoses and initiate a 15-minute vacuum evacuation process down to 725 millibars to boil off any moisture or atmospheric air in the lines, followed by an automated vacuum leak test. Once clear, we recharge the system with the factory-specified 855 grams of R134A refrigerant. Now for the moment of truth, we start the engine, hit the AC switch, and take a look at our manifold gauges. Right away you can see the low side dropping and high side rising. Our vacuum pressure and differential compression are fully restored. Inside the cabin, the temperature drop is immediate. On our vent thermometer, watch the numbers tumble: 45.3, 4237.1, and after letting the system run for 30 minutes to fully saturate the evaporator core, our vent output stabilizes at an ice-cold 5.6 degrees Celsius at 46% humidity. By accurately diagnosing the electronic control valve instead of condemning the entire compressor, we saved time, preserved the factory component, and saved hundreds of dollars in repair costs. If you found this diagnostic walkthrough helpful, Don't forget to hit that like button, drop your questions in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more step-by-step automotive repair guides. Thanks for watching.